So I recently got my hands on this Cultural Background Study Bible. It claims to bring to life the ancient world of Scripture. So Scripture originally was given to a specific people at a specific time, and we've got to be able to read it first in their context before we then begin to apply it to our own. So I liked this study Bible for several reasons. The first is it helps you understand what was going on in the lives of the original readers. So when you do get this Bible, turn to Genesis, and right at the beginning, there's this article called Major Background Issues from the Ancient Near East, and there's 12 distinctives that you should be reminded of so that you can best understand the context with which you're reading that Bible scripture in. All right, I want to share with you a few things that I liked about the Bible. First of all, lots of colorful images, lots of pictures, lots of maps. Lots of Bibles have that, but this one does too, and it's good. It should be credited for that. The introductions to every chapter were good, not better than most, but they were good. Probably the best parts of the Bible are the verse-by-verse notes. A lot of Bibles will have a verse or a note every 3 or 4 verses. This is literally almost verse by verse. So like here, this random page, verse 48, 49, 50, 53, 55, and then 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, 11. So they're way more compact and more of them than as my other study Bibles have. Some of the other things, it's got a concordance in the back, which is just a nice way to look up words. And let's say you remember that there's a scripture that talks about a gate. So you look up the word gate, and there it is. There's a couple of options there. I counted them up. There's 54 pages in this concordance, about 45 words on average per page. So it's about a 2,500 word concordance. Not the biggest, certainly, but that's a healthy concordance. So that's all good. The other thing other 2 things I liked, as I was reading through some of these little extra articles, they're interesting. Again, trying to get you into the moment, trying to get you into their world so you better understand the scripture. I was reading through this particular one and saw this picture, and I noticed the immovable ladder right there. If you don't know about the immovable ladder at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem, you should read about that. It's not what the article's about, but it was just a fun memory of a trip from many years ago. Okay, so the last thing I liked, it is not ESV. I showed you my other study Bibles, and they're all ESV. If you look at a Bible translation comparison chart, ESV is way over here in the word-for-word literal translation side, which is what you want in a study Bible typically. I actually like this one because it's NIV, which is quite a bit of ways. Not quite the message, obviously, but it's quite a bit of ways towards the thought for thought, line for line. So they get the point across, but they try to use more contemporary language and that sort of thing, which is kind of helpful. So because I have other study Bibles, I like merging these all together. And the fact that this is NIV, it's kind of a breath of fresh air, a little bit more readable, a little bit more understandable and enjoyable than even some of these. Not understandable like you couldn't possibly understand it, but just trying to get to the root of the understanding. It's a little bit more academic in some of these. This is a little bit more casual and enjoyable. So not my only study Bible, but it's definitely a study Bible, and I highly recommend it. I've had it for a few days now, and I think it'll be a nice addition to my collection as I put together sermons and devotions. All right, bless you. Hope that was helpful.